At night, Lizzy chose Fred in a quiet bedroom where nothing else exists. In the daytime, Lizzy chose Kunle, where Fred was just a friend. Kunle Additional was not a careless man. He was careful with everything that mattered: his work, his name, his legacy. He owned a telecoms company that stretched across borders and languages, and in doing so, learned how to live everywhere except home. His name appeared in business columns and conference programs. His face was known in boardrooms and airports. He built it all alongside his closest friend, Fred. They worked together, trusted each other, and carried the company's weight between them. Fred was not just a colleague, he was family. Every evening, Kunle came home tired, with the deep exhaustion of someone whose work had followed him through every hour. Lizzy welcomed him with a hug. She rubbed his head, kissed his head, and reminded him softly that he did not have to carry everything alone. Just as he lifted his head to return her kiss, the phone vibrated.
I have to take this call, excuse me.
Oh, okay.
That night, Lizzy could not sleep. She lay awake beside him, remembering what their romance used to feel like: unhurried, undistracted, whole. When Kunle's phone buzzed again, she whispered for him not to answer. He hesitated only briefly before standing and excusing himself from the room. Lizzy began to notice patterns. Kunle would come home tired from work. He would be on calls all evening, then walk straight into the night. His side of the bed stayed untouched, forever cold. He worked day and night and left Lizzy alone with thoughts of what she was doing wrong. The birthday party surprised her. Kunle planned it quietly, the first surprise he had given her in years. Lizzy laughed, delighted and touched by the effort. The kiss brought youthful romance back, and she welcomed it. Then the phone rang. She begged him with her eyes not to answer. He hesitated only briefly before excusing himself from the room. That was the night Lizzy began to feel alone in public. As the party continued, all she could see was the empty space where her husband had stood. Then Fred appeared. He took the glass Kunle had left behind and finished the toast. He spoke kindly about Lizzy. Lizzy laughed harder than she meant to. When the house emptied, only Fred remained. They sat together, closer than before. This was the first time Lizzy truly noticed him. She spoke of things she had not said aloud, of distance, of silence, of not knowing where Kunle went when he left the room. Fred listened. For the first time in a long while, she felt heard. When his hand rested at her waist, she did not move away. Then she placed hers over his. It began with a kiss. It ended beneath sheets where the story could no longer follow. The next morning, Kunle called. He sent the most beautiful flowers. He did not come home. Lizzy called Fred with trembling fingers. Fred came. By day, they laughed together. By night, they became secret lovers. Kunle traveled often. After she waved him goodbye, she called Fred. When Fred called, Lizzy answered. The pattern settled into place. Kunle would travel, Fred would arrive. Lizzy learned to appreciate Kunle's absence and Fred's presence. Fred learned to live between two worlds, one in light, one in shadow. Then Kunle's body intervened. Chronic high blood pressure. The doctor told him to slow down. The news frightened Lizzy. She still deeply loved her husband. For the first time in months, Kunle stayed home. They spoke seriously about a new routine. When the work call came in, Kunle declined it. Lizzy knew he was taking this serious. They told Fred the news and asked him to take over operations fully. Life slowed down. They rode bicycles through Abuja. They took long walks together. Lizzy rubbed Kunle's head to help him relax and sleep. They played like people who had remembered something they almost lost. Butterflies returned, romance returned, but so did guilt. Therapy was Lizzy's idea. Kunle spoke first. He spoke of the things he had not done for Lizzy. When he started talking about work, the mood shifted. It started when a mail came for him. Someone was suing the company. Kunle traveled endlessly. He met with lawyers, attended courtrooms, met with more lawyers, traveled more, attended more courtrooms, and Fred ran operations fully. The stress hollowed Kunle out. When his sweat soaked his clothes in air-conditioned rooms, he saw a doctor. When Lizzy heard the truth, she cried. Not only for what had happened, but for what she had done while he was fighting alone. When Lizzy told her story, Kunle wept.